going on, guys? Welcome back to the Heavyweight Nation podcast. I'm your host, Derek. We have, of course, Matt on the left of me. And at the bottom, we have 2023 All-American Chris Foca from Cornell University. Chris, how you doing?
Pretty good. It's snowing outside right now, so can't wait to start spring breaking and get to California. But other than that, pretty good.
Pretty good, man. Obviously, first off, we want to just say congratulations to you. Big year this year from you. Probably your best college performance you've had so far.
Mm.
Got a spot on the podium. And congrats to Cornell as a whole, man. You guys just showed up at nationals and really just put the work on them.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And before anything, I got an important question for you, being a Jersey guy.
Yeah.
You say Taylor ham or pork roll?
Taylor Ham, man. Taylor Ham gang.
Let's go.
The North runs the show.
I love to hear it. Love to hear it.
Man, Matt is right now 2-0. 2-0 on the pork roll Taylor Ham question.
Who do you ask? Glory?
Glory.
Yeah.
Yeah, Glory's got a brain, so he knows what's right.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the day that somebody doesn't say Taylor Ham. I think Matt might just leave the podcast.
I might have to. I might have to.
Might just not record that episode. But yeah, man. I mean, we're just gonna kind of start where it began. What got you into wrestling? Was there a person in your life that got you into it? What kind of started your love for the sport?
Yeah, my father wrestled in high school, so I mean I had that going. But when I started wrestling, I was really young. I was 4 years old, and I found a flyer for wrestling on the ground in my elementary school. It's meant for kids older than me. I took it home. I thought it was gonna be like WWE stuff. Turned out to be what we're doing right now. And yeah, I mean, my dad, like, he coached me as a kid and through high school, even now. And yeah, I mean, I just stuck with it through the years. That's how I got into it.
Yeah, and I mean, you kind of say that lightly. Obviously, you were at Bergen Catholic, one of the best wrestling high schools in the United States.
Mhm.
Four-time state qualifier. You get yourself a third, a second, and your senior year, you get yourself a state win. So I know
Mhm.
Matt has a little bit of knowledge about Atlantic City, but kind of what's the atmosphere like in Atlantic City during states, and talk a little bit about that and talk about New Jersey wrestling.
Yeah, I mean, Boardwalk Hall is a one of a kind venue. I'm sure Matt knows. Wrestling under those lights, I mean, it's something different. But yeah, winning a title under those lights is something really special. I mean, there's no place like Jersey, especially winning a state title there. So uh, I consider Jersey to be definitely in the running for top three state in the country year after year because the talent that we put out, the talent that we have, uh, it's a special place and special thing to be a part of. It's like even after high school, like the Jersey heads all stay together. So always root for one another. It's like a little family.
Yeah, absolutely. And for being such a small state, really
Mhm.
pump out some high level guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Boardwalk Hall, there's nothing like that. It
Yeah.
is electric.
Hmm. Yeah. You
And
find yourself in a good match out there. I mean, the crowd gets into it. Everybody knows who you are. So it's something cool to be a part of for sure.
yeah, definitely. And I think you kind of mentioned it a little bit. Where do you think New Jersey is on the top of the list there on your top three? Where do you think New Jersey stands? You think it takes number one?
I think in the past decade or so, some years better than others could be argued that Jersey could be number one. I mean, Pennsylvania is like they're running away with it typically, but fighting for two, it's definitely Jersey and Ohio in my opinion. But those three like rotating around year after year, definitely a top three state in my opinion.
All right, now we got to be careful now because last time we asked somebody that question, I think our comment section on Instagram got like over 3,000 comments of people fighting with each other over how
Yeah.
Illinois and Indiana and Wisconsin and all these other states should be. But my top three will stay tried and true. You can clip this right now and post it.
Hmm.
PA, New Jersey, New York. I think New York has produced some hammers and they continue to produce some hammers.
New York's just keep getting better too. New
Mm-hmm.
York has gotten better and better over the years. So
Now, yeah, I agree with that. And you have to put New Jersey on there. Anybody who says New Jersey's not a top three, they're brain dead. Now, I've had a lot of New Jersey friends over the last couple of years going to ESU. Yes, a lot of my friends were from New Jersey, so I had to kind of become a taking to New Jersey wrestling. I used to not be such a New Jersey wrestling fan, being a PA boy, especially Sem being like a block away from where I grew up.
Yeah.
It's like when Blair puts a hammer on Sem, we were just like, man, like I don't like New Jersey, but I've kind of find a good spot for New Jersey on my number 2 on my list, I think.
Yeah.
And obviously,
And
you end up at Cornell. So talk a little bit about what that recruiting process was like. I know you claim to say you weren't that good coming out of high school, but I think winning a state title in New Jersey, a second place, a third, and of course you're a Fargo All-American as well.
Mhm.
You
No,
know,
I meant going into high school.
oh, you've been going into high school. I thought you
Yeah.
were talking bad about yourself in high school. I was like, nah, man, that's a pretty good career.
Yeah. I'll just get right into it. What was it? Junior year, as soon as recruiting day started, I got a call from Kevin Dresser at midnight, and I committed to Iowa State over the phone. So I was committed to Iowa State my entire junior season. Went through states and all that, and uh, went out there. I went out to Ames. I actually drove out there, and took the visit and all. And I was in a weird place. I lost in the state finals to O'Malley. He's at Drexel now, but had a lot of training to do. And I got a bunch of support from other guys that were trying to recruit me as well. So in my region finals, like I had some heads there, and in the states too, of course. And I decommitted from Iowa State after states my junior year, and was kind of just like checking things out that summer. Then in the fall of that year, I committed to Cornell, came up for a visit, or I came up to a visit, committed to Cornell in that order. And then yeah, the rest is history. So
Yeah, and what a team, man. Obviously
mm,
talk a little bit about what it's like, being able to have teammates like, Vito Ruggiao, Yanni Giacomohalis. I know you guys have continually recruited young hammers, man.
yeah,
You just keep bringing in guys. Obviously you had Luis Fernandez, who I know was hurt this year, but I think he would have definitely played a big part in, the team race at nationals. I think he could have done, he could have been that extra All-American that you guys needed.
absolutely. And Jonathan Lowe too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, But yeah, we could talk about how great the wrestling is, but there's something else, like a huge factor, but I'm sure you guys know, is like being college wrestlers. They're just good guys. Like
Mm-hmm.
being a part of a team that's like that you consider your family, like coming home from practice every day and just having a good time with the boys. So uh that side of it's like really big because it's more than just a team, guys that are out there wrestling. And on the wrestling side of it too, these guys just keep getting better and better. Like I'm sure you guys know, Yanni and Vito are in the room night and day, just working on refining their skills and becoming better wrestlers. So the energy and like what they bring to the room definitely lifts the room around them. So we just keep trying to get better and better. So it's just a
and
great
you're
environment to be in.
Yeah, and you're constantly surrounded with just people who love the sport, obviously, people who
Mm.
are at the top. And I'm sure that's going to elevate you to the next level, having those leaders around you, and then you becoming a leader yourself.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. The coaches, they'll invest in you too. They want to see you succeed and all. So you'll have guys come in from the room from different national teams. Like we had guys from Team France come in for and like Egypt and Ukraine and all that for RTC stuff. This is in the off season too. And yeah, if you stick around and you wrestle all year round, you're gonna get better at Cornell.
Yeah.
Yeah, touching a little bit on the off season. Is
Mm.
that like something you like doing, wrestling a lot in the off season? Is that your plan right now?
Yeah, I love freestyle. Actually, I really love freestyle. Not competing freestyle this off season for the first time in like years. Working internship this summer, and it starts kind of early, so I'd be missing U23s and all that, and taking time after nationals right now to let my body rest up a bit. So I would be missing the open because I would only have like a week or two to prepare. So I'm just not going to do it. So right now I'm just practicing in the room, being a resource to the guys that need me, the RTC guys and the freestyle guys. I'm still going to practice, of course, but yeah, getting ready for next season is going to be throughout this summer.
Definitely. And, we talked a little bit about before we started, yeah, we're trying to, here at Heavyweight Nation, try to build a little bit of a relationship with Cornell, with some of the guys we're having on. So, obviously we have Coach Gray coming on within the next couple of weeks. So talk a little bit about what Coach Gray has done for you guys at Cornell and kind of the impact that he's had on your wrestling.
Yeah. So since he took over 2 years ago, not much has changed in the model. It's just we've really, because he was the assistant coach, so like practices and stuff, like the schedules have all been the same, but we've shifted to like 5 pillars of success. I'm pretty sure he's going to tell you about it. It's like accountability, work ethic, like hold yourself to a high standard, and it's all stuff that equates to success in the end. But yeah, he invests in his guys. He really cares about them becoming better wrestlers, better men, sets them up with opportunities and all that. Uh, but yeah, I mean, he's a world class coach. He knows when to peak. He knows when to rest. He knows when to do the right things. And I mean, he always knows when to do the right things. But yeah, there's not many coaches out there like Coach Gray.
Yeah, I think that's a huge part of wrestling is peaking at that right time, you know, not peaking in the middle of the season and falling off at the end. And it seems like you guys executed that just perfectly, having that run at nationals, everyone just performing at the most elite level.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
And what, I think we kind of saw a little bit of you, when Vito came off the mat. I think we saw, you and a couple of the other guys, on the Cornell team. So what was that kind of like for you, where a lot of people picked against Vito this year? A lot of people didn't think he had it in him. I mean, I think he kind of shocked the world when he made your decision, Dayton Fix in the semis. After he wins that final, what was kind of going through your mind a little bit?
And it's easy for me to say because I see him wrestling in the room all the time, but that is one talented kid. He is so good. So I went into the national finals like expecting, all right, he's gonna win this one. Like I have full faith
Maybe
that
not
when
as crazy as he did, though. I mean,
maybe not as crazy as he did because it's RBY. RBY's high class wrestler, of course, but Vito, like there's when he's on, I think he's the best in the world. And he put on a show. It was
yeah.
very impressive.
Yeah, and I mean, it was awesome for us to get the opportunity to talk with him. And he said the same thing. Funny you said that. Is he said, when his mental is right and he believes in himself 100%, he said that he's the best wrestler in the world. He
Mm-hmm.
said that there's nothing that can stop him but his mind. And I
Mm-hmm.
think he really just let it fly at nationals, man. Let me tell you, I don't think I've ever seen somebody move that quick across a wrestling mat.
Yeah.
Uh, just insane, insane, insane. And then obviously you see, you know, Yanni win his 4th national title, and I'm sure that's,
Mm-hmm.
basically someone you've been with since you got to Cornell. So,
Mm-hmm.
what was that like for you to see, Yanni kind of complete the legacy? And I mean, for the second time, Cornell has built two of the 4-time national champs.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool. I mean, Yanni's up there winning a 4th national title. He's the 5th guy to ever do it, 2nd in Cornell history. Only Cornell has 2. So I'm sitting there. I think I'm in like the 1st or 2nd row. Count the seconds are counting down, and we're all looking at each other. Me and my teammates sitting in the rows, and we're just like, "This is like happening." Like Yanni's winning a 4th national title, and it's great because I consider him a brother, So when he came off the mat, he was so excited, and the team energy was really high. So also we came away with the team trophy that kind of sealed the hatch for 3rd place. So there was a lot of emotion going into that.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah. Vito said that that put you guys over Ohio State, and that
Mm-hmm.
was what put you guys in 2nd place, obviously, and one of the best performances in Cornell history as well, taking 3rd place there. I know, and I mean it only looks up from here. You placed, Cardenas placed. Like I said, you have a healthy Luis Fernandez hopefully coming back next season. You have obviously Vince had an incredible year as a young athlete at Cornell. Unger had a really good year. All stuff from those guys you could see, really making a push in these next couple of years, and you could see Cornell bringing 10 and placing 10 in a future national tournament.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, some of the guys are bringing in are special. I'm sure you've heard of Maya Shapiro or Shapiro. He's going to be a hammer for sure when he's coming out. But Brett Unger, I mean, he was centimeters away from becoming an All-American. Just that toe drag on the takedown, and that would have been it. Uh, Vince Cornell, I think, is one of the most talented kids I've seen. He's a hard worker, and he was up big on Swiderski and just got caught. I mean, it happens. Uh, and yeah, so we definitely got some good guys coming in. We'll be great next year for sure. And one that hurts me the most, one of the people that I consider closest to me at Cornell right now is Julian Ramirez. second round of 12 year in a row, and he's one guy that I really wanted to, go back to back with, and we've talked
Yeah,
about
man.
that.
Yeah,
So
man. I mean
bit
that,
of a
but that
heartbreaker.
bracket was just insane.
Yeah,
His bracket was one of the toughest brackets, you know. And I
yeah.
know he met Facundo in the consolations, and it was like, holy
First
crap, you
round.
know, you're gonna see, you know, either Facundo go home or Ramirez is going home.
Yeah, literally first round of the consolations. It was Facundo, and I mean he slipped up in the first round, just whatever, but he went through the gauntlet on the backside. Like he had no easy path to the round of 12, and then obviously returning national champ Shane Griffith, and yeah, so hoping the best for him for sure. He's also one of the most talented wrestlers I've ever wrestled before. So
Really. Definitely,
Yeah,
man.
and definitely. And it seems like, you've wrestled everywhere, Jersey State's Atlantic City. How would you say like this year's nationals ranks up to other places you've wrestled? Is it your favorite place you've wrestled?
yeah, because All Americaning was a great feeling, especially taking third, coming back, and contributing those points to my team. But yeah, I mean that arena is cool. Little Caesars Arena last year in Detroit was pretty cool venue, but I'd say best feeling would be definitely in Tulsa, probably followed up by Boardwalk Hall and then Fargo.
Boardwalk Hall taking
Boardwalk Hall
second.
gets
That's what I
gets the
love to
second
hear.
place to
Love to hear.
the Nationals, man. I mean, so you know, what was that like? You know, coming into this year, you know, was there anything that you changed in the off season that
Mm,
kind of put that extra step to push you to third place at Nationals?
absolutely. I mean, I had a pretty good first half of the year last year. Was pretty proud of my performance. Got hurt, I want to say in February. Got concussions, and that just kind of ruined the rest of my season. Uh, but yeah, I mean, I could have definitely done better in the first half too. But after Detroit, I met with Coach Gray that week, and we went over a new training plan, how we're gonna make this work. I was coming down from pretty heavy because I was wrestling 86 kilos the summer before. So I just never really got the weight off. I was coming down from a lot. So that entire summer, I was running 3 miles every morning. I'm one of the rare wrestlers that actually likes running, but I was running 3 miles every morning and just brought my weight down over time. Strength trained with the team a bunch. So was just on that regimen and yeah, just hit it hard and just got better over the season.
Yeah,
Definitely
man.
running made a significant difference.
Yeah, and I mean, talk a little bit about that. That consolation finals match between yourself, and you're facing returning, a prior national champion, Makai Lewis. So, what was kind of going through your mind going into that match? And you got a W.
Yeah, I mean, I was excited to be out there. Just wanted to make a run for myself, and I'd wrestled him twice before in college. We actually go way back. Wrestled him in high school. He wrestled my brother in middle school. Like I've known him for a while, but I haven't defeated him in college until that moment. But yeah, going into that match, I was just like, got to finish strong. Like I know how tight this match can be, and it's gonna be a gritty one, but after this, I'm done for months. So got 7 hard minutes, ended up being 10. But yeah, it's a great feeling
Yeah,
for
and an
sure.
awesome match to watch from the fan perspective, man. An awesome match. Obviously the fans love as much wrestling as they could get.
Mm.
But I'm sure a 10-minute match with Makai Lewis is probably not the easiest thing to do.
No, he's very strong. He's talented too. He can get through every position. He's a freight train when he wants to be. He can adapt to any style. So uh yeah, that was definitely a very challenging one.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
that's got to be one of your tougher opponents you've had to wrestle. But if you had to pick like one, who was the toughest opponent you've had?
Probably have to go Carter Starachi right now. Uh he's looking good. He's a guy that I see in my future as well too. Um, yeah, in college at least. So
Yeah, definitely. So obviously, there's a lot of chit chat in this off season. Is there any plans for you to make a bump up to the next weight class, or do you think you stay down where you're at right now?
I'll be at 74 again next year for sure. Got some unfinished business.
We like to hear it, man. We like to hear the unfinished business. So we're gonna throw it over. We have some questions for you here that we like to ask everybody that comes on, and then we'll also ask some questions that the fans had for you. So Matt, if you want to kick off the questions, you could go ahead and do that.
I think we'll start with a pretty basic one. Your favorite wrestling shoe you've ever worn?
I'm gonna go Asics Internationals. They
Oh,
don't really
quick
sell
answer.
them. Yeah, yeah.
Wow,
But
all right.
I love those shoes so much. They come up high on the ankle, super comfy, and like the grip on them, especially for freestyle.
And of course, we love it when the teammates chime in. So looking here at our post, Mr. Julian Ramirez, who funny you just mentioned, said, "How does it feel to be the real life Spider-Man?"
Yeah, like I said in that, I was like just going with the flow, just enjoying life and being a wrestler and doing all the things that I'm doing. So yeah,
Awesome,
got
man.
that Spidey style, just being super flowy.
Super flowy, man. Super flowy.
Love it, love it.
And we are our name is Heavyweight Nation, so it wouldn't be right if we didn't ask you some food related questions.
Oh yeah.
What is the go-to post weigh-in eats? You just weigh in, you're about to wrestle in a little bit. What are you eating?
So my teammate Dom LaJoy put me on to something new this year: rice cakes with honey and cut banana on them, like 3 or 4 of them. Get some sugar in your system, nothing too heavy. Have some electrolyte drink, and then after that, some fruit. So, I mean, anything tastes good when you're cutting weight. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Are you a big food guy out of season? Like you like to eat, you like to get in there?
Yeah, I mean, especially when I go home, I like my Italian food. Can't really get that anywhere else. But yeah, I mean, when I'm in Ithaca, I'm eating pretty clean for sure. Like just trying to keep my weight down, especially right now, because I don't want to balloon up for the off season.
What's the go-to cheat meal when you're back home? When you're back home and the Italian food's flowing, what's the go-to?
I'm a sucker for penne vodka. Love the penne vodka, but uh also the Taylor ham. I'd be getting that every morning if I was in Jersey. So staples.
Taylor ham, egg and cheese.
Taylor ham, egg and cheese. Mm.
Awesome, man. So kind of, getting into it, right? You could let's just say top three. Top three favorite wrestlers of all time that you looked up to as a kid.
Probably one. Me and my dad watched a lot of John Smith, so I just grew up loving watching him and really appreciated his style. Uh, to probably say, I mean, as a kid, Jordan Burroughs was the guy. He was even now. So uh, probably go John Smith, Jordan Burroughs. Oh, Satya for sure. Satya was a dog. So
I feel like
yeah,
we've been getting a ton of him lately. I feel like
Yeah.
everybody in like you kind of your age generation loved watching Sativ wrestle.
mm. If I have to throw in an honorable mention or a college guy, I'd probably say Jordan Oliver.
Jordan Oliver, Jo.
Jo, yeah. And if
Mm.
you had to staying on theme here, if you had to pick anyone in history to have a wrestling match with, who's it going to be?
Ooh,
And weight class doesn't matter. They're cutting weight to get to you. So
okay.
Or
anybody
bulking, or
So
or
bulking.
bulking, yeah, or bulk anybody, past, present, future.
I'd probably want to wrestle either David Taylor or Hassan Yazdani.
Oof. Okay. Okay. That's those are some big
They
matches,
have
man.
they have wars of their own, but I mean they're the best in the world, and I'd want to just see how I stack up against them.
Yes, Donnie is crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy, man. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Awesome wrestler to watch, though. He's definitely one of the coolest guys to come out of the Middle East. I mean, awesome wrestler.
Yeah. And Chris, like when you're not wrestling, like what are you doing? You playing video games? You hanging out? Yeah. What are you doing in your free time?
Well, yeah, I mean hanging out with the boys for sure, but uh love Rocket League. Maybe a little too much. But yeah, I mean whenever I'm home I'll go fishing and stuff. Uh yeah, kicking it with the boys, Rocket League and
Rocket
fishing.
League. Rocket League.
Yeah, man.
Bar
It'll get
soccer.
bad. Yeah.
Oh
Dude,
man.
I was on the weigh-in line for day 2 of nationals, and we get there like an hour, or we're done an hour before weigh-in starts, and I'm just watching Rocket League on TikTok live. Like they had the World Championships up, and these kids behind me were just like, "What is this kid doing?" So
I mean,
yeah,
I see you guys got the two TVs behind you. Is that what you do? You put on Rocket League?
I mean, I don't play out here. This is for the NFL, but
Ah, okay.
yeah,
That's a
Got a
that's a
couple
that's a
games
cool
on.
setup. I will say that is a cool. Double TVs are I guess a must
yeah,
during the NFL season.
oh
And I
yeah,
see you're a Giants fan.
yeah. Had some
You
ups and
know,
downs. Definitely an up year for sure.
yeah, absolutely. Saquon and everything. And being a Jersey guy, you're either a Jets or Giants fan usually.
Except for
Mm,
you're a Broncos fan, Matt.
I am a Broncos fan.
yeah, that happens.
Yeah,
Except
man.
for the South Jersey heads, they're all Philly fans. So
Yeah. What happened to that? How do you come from South Jersey and like the Eagles?
I don't know. I mean, they're depending on where you're at in South Jersey, you're pretty close to Philly, and I don't know. I just hate the Philly fan base. I don't like them.
No. Yeah, it's all right. The Phillies baseball team's pretty good.
Mm.
Favorite attack for neutral, Chris. What's your go-to?
Might go a little elementary here, but I like my fireman's carry.
Good fireman, scary. There's nothing like it, man. I'm telling you, when you're watching wrestling, there's nothing better than a good fireman's carry or a good blast double. Like a
Yeah,
nice blast double to their back. Oh man, there's
there's
nothing
something,
better.
and when you're hitting it too, there's something so securing about when you get the fireman's carry. Takedowns like guaranteed. So it's
Yeah,
good.
you get it locked in, cinched in real tight
Mhm.
for sure. What would you say your favorite wrestling moment is going from middle school to now? Like, what would your favorite wrestling moment be?
I'd probably say pinning Dustin Plott to become an All-American.
That was dope. I will give you that too. That was a really good moment.
That was probably the best feeling I've had in my wrestling career.
Yeah. Yeah. Another one is what is your plans for after college and what is your degree in?
I'm studying finance and real estate, so probably later down the line, I'm gonna work like real estate brokerage or something. Uh, but in the few years after college, I want to keep wrestling freestyle, try for worlds and Olympics, and just put my hat in the ring.
Yeah, man. I mean, and what a lot of people like to say, you can't wrestle forever, but lucky for you guys, you can't wrestle forever. True statement, but you're leaving there with a Cornell degree. So
Yeah.
there's nothing better, man, than getting an Ivy League degree like that. Obviously, Cornell and Princeton are the two primary Ivy League wrestling schools, and I
Mhm.
mean, it's got to be awesome being able to compete at the high level and still get a really, really great degree.
Mhm. Yeah, definitely sweet for sure. And our alumni network is pretty helpful too.
I was gonna say, yeah, and I'm sure that also helps having a lot of alumni, I'm sure, and spread across a ton of different degree backgrounds.
Mm.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this one might stir up the pot in the Cornell wrestling room.
Yeah.
Who is your favorite practice partner?
Favorite practice partner.
Uh-oh. Somebody might give you some dirty side eye at the next Cornell wrestling meeting.
I gotta think about this. So I grab different guys on different days. You know,
Well, who's the best?
I think the guy that flows the best that I just genuinely like going with, I'm gonna say Mike Kemmerer.
Good
Good
answer.
answer.
Definitely a good
Really
answer.
good answer.
What about in the Bergen wrestling room?
Oh, it was me and Shane. I loved wrestling Shane, and then Cardenas got in, and then he was my new guy. So mixture between Shane and Cardenas.
Awesome.
Yeah, man, great teammates, man. Let me just say, name drop it a little bit there. Really
Hmm.
awesome teammates, man. Awesome teammates. So here at Heavyweight Nation, we asked the same question. We've asked it now 140 odd episodes.
Yeah.
You could
Mhm.
take 3 of your Cornell teammates with you into the zombie apocalypse. Who would
Ooh,
they be, and why would you take them?
we've had a group me discussion about this before. So
Have you?
yeah. So I'm gonna say Wyatt Yapujian. I'm gonna go Gage McClenahan. I'll go Colton Yapusian too.
You know what is funny? Vito also took the Yapusian twins.
Mhm.
I
He
don't
did.
remember why, but he said that they're just a different level of human being.
Mhm. Yeah, Colton and Wyatt, they're from Countryland, Colorado.
Mhm.
Very skilled with hunting out there, so definitely somebody that will get your back. Uh, Gage is a wild card. He's a Pennsylvania boy, but he's a tank and he won't stop.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
Yeah, and then to finish it off, say something to the kids, man. Ones that are listening, what do you got to say?
Believe in yourself always. I mean, I was in your shoes all, so just take it day by day, trust the process, even on the days that you don't want to do it, and good things will come.
Definitely,
Great,
man. I
awesome.
mean, great words there for the kids, and again, congratulations, a huge third place finish at Nationals this year. And,
Thank you.
we look forward to next season. Look forward to watching you compete. Look forward to seeing what the Big Red at Cornell have in store.
Mhm.
And, look forward to getting a better, building a relationship with Cornell. We got a lot of your guys coming on, and, it's good to, have that nice, team behind us. And, we look forward to it. So, like I said, wish the best for you guys in this upcoming year as well.
Yeah, thank you. Means a lot, man.
Of course, man.
Set up a Cornell Heavyweight Nation pipeline. So
Yes, sir.
Love it, love
It
it.
sounds good, man. And it's been another episode of the Heavyweight Nation podcast. We'll see you guys later.